Part 4. How we related to others. Module 10. Topic: Aggression. Presented by Alaysa Angas, Kimberly Rose Mentoy, and Jeremiah Kyle Ferrolino.
Let's start in module overview. Aggression is a complex and multifaceted behavior that can be observed in various contexts, such as interpersonal relationships, sports, and even in the animal kingdom. It involves the intent to cause harm, either physical or emotionally, to oneself or others. While aggression is often associated with negative connotations, it is important to note that not all forms of aggressions are inherently harmful or destructive. There are different types of aggression that can be classified based on their underlying motivation and expressions. Some common types include physical aggression, verbal aggression, relational aggression, instrumental aggression, and hostile aggression. Understanding aggression is crucial for promoting healthy and safe environments, whether it be in schools, workplace, or communities. By addressing the root causes of aggression and implementing strategies for conflict resolution, anger management, and empathy building, we can work towards reducing aggressive behaviors and fostering more positive and peaceful interactions. Aggression and its types: instrumental aggression, hostile, physical aggression, relational aggression, and cyberbullying. Let's proceed to instrumental aggression. Instrumental aggression is a type of aggression that is intentional and planned with the goal of achieving a specific outcome. It's not driven by anger or the desire to cause harm, but rather by the desire to achieve a goal. For example, imagine two soccer players competing for the same position on a team. One player, let's call her Lisa, might start spreading rumors about the other player, let's call her Jane, to the coach. Lisa's goal isn't to hurt Jane emotionally, but to secure the position on the team for herself. This is a classic example of instrumental aggression. Lisa is using aggressive behavior or spreading rumors as a tool to achieve her goal or securing the position on the team. Physical aggression. Physical aggression refers to behaviors that are intended to cause physical harm to others. Ang halimbawa nito ay may isang batang sinuntok ang kanyang kapatid dahil kinuha nito ang kanyang laruan nang walang pahintulot. So sa sitwasyong ito, ginamit ng bata ang pisikal na pananakit bilang paraan ng pagpapahayag ng kanyang galit at frustration. Relational aggression. Relational aggression is a form of aggression that involves harming others through social manipulation, exclusion, or damaging relationships. So, ito yung uri ng aggression na nagpapakita ng hindi pagkakasundo o pagpapahirap sa ibang tao sa pamamagitan ng pagkakalat ng tsismis, paninira, o pag-iwas sa pakikipagkaibigan. Ang halimbawa nito is yung grupo ng mga estudyante na nagpapalaganap ng tsismis patungkol sa kanilang kaklase upang mapahiya ito sa harap ng ibang tao. So, sa sitwasyong ito, ginamit ng grupo ang relational aggression bilang paraan ng pagpapahirap sa kanilang kaklase. Cyberbullying. Cyberbullying is a type of aggression that occurs online or through digital communication platforms. It involves using technology such as social media, messaging apps, or online forums to harass, intimidate, or harm others. So, ang halimbawa nito is yung mga pagpapadala ng nakakainsultong mensahe sa isang tao sa pamamagitan ng social media. Halimbawa, isang estudyante na nagpapadala ng mga nakakainsultong mensahe sa kanyang kaklase sa Facebook. Katulad na lang ng ang pangit mo o wala kang kwenta. So sa sitwasyong ito, ginamit ng estudyante ang social media para bilang paraan ng pang-aabuso at pagpapahirap sa kanyang kaklase. So ang ganitong uri ng cyberbullying ay maaaring maging resulta ng pagka-depress ng isang tao.
Workplace violence refers to any act of threats of physical violence, harassment, intimidation, or disruptive behavior that occurs in a work settings. It can involve employees, customers, clients, or even individuals from other side organizations. Ang isang halimbawa nito ay ang empleyado na nagalit sa kanyang kasamahan dahil sa hindi pagkakasundo sa isang proyekto at bigla na lamang sinuntok ang kanyang kasamaan sa harapan ng isang empleyado. Sa sitwasyong ito, ginamit ng empleyado ang pisikal na pananakit bilang paraan ng pagpapakita ng kanyang galit at pagkainis sa kanyang kasamahan. Ang ganitong uri ng workplace violence ay maaaring magdulot ng malubhang epekto sa kalusugan at kaligtasan ng mga empleyado sa trabaho, at maaaring magdulot ng pagkabahala at takot sa iba pang mga empleyado sa trabaho. Refers to any form of violence or aggressions that occurs within a school settings, involving students, teachers, or other individual associated with the school. Isang halimbawa ng school violence ay ang pisikal na pananakit ng isang estudyante sa kanyang kapwa-estudyante sa loob ng paaralan. Halimbawa, isang estudyante na nagalit sa kanyang kaklase dahil sa hindi pagkakasundo sa isang proyekto at bigla na lamang sinuntok ang kanyang kaklase sa harapan ng ibang estudyante. Sa sitwasyong ito, ginamit ng estudyante ang pisikal na pananakit bilang paraan ng pagpapakita ng kanyang galit at pagkainis sa kanyang kaklase. Example of domestic aggression. In domestic relationships, let's say there is a couple who have been together for several years. Over time, one partner becomes controlling and start to insulate the other from friends and family. They constantly criticize, belittle, and demean their partner, causing emotional harm. This emotional abuse is a form of domestic aggression as it seeks to control and manipulate the other persons. That's the domestic violence. Sexual harassment is a form of harassment that involves unwanted sexual advances, requests for sexual favors, or other verbal or physical contact of a sexual nature that creates hostile or intimidating environment. Isang halimbawa ng sexual harassment ay ang hindi kanais-nais na pag-uugali ng isang tao na nagpapakita ng hindi tamang pagpapahalaga sa kasarian ng ibang tao. Reasons why we engage in aggressive behavior: because people are motivated to explain their own and other people's behavior by attributing causes of the behavior to either something in themselves or a trait they have, called a dispositional attribution, or to something outside the persons called a situational attribution.
One area of the brain that has been implicated in aggression is the amygdala, which is responsible for emotion. For instance, Matthias et al. 2012 found that participants with higher aggression scores as measured through the life history of aggression assessment LGA had a 16 to 18% reduction of amygdala volumes, indicating a significant negative correlation of trait aggression and amygdala volume. Role of testosterone. The role of testosterone, the hormone testosterone, when represented in high levels as well as large body mass, were shown to lead to greater levels of social dominance and physical aggression in adolescents, especially in situations where physical aggression leads to social dominance. Tremblay 1998. In other study, 30 male college students provided a saliva sample so that testosterone level could be assessed and then either interacted with a gun or a child toy for 15 minutes. After this, another saliva sample was provided. Heritability of childhood aggression. Heritability of childhood aggression, Porch et al. 2016 utilized two large twin cohorts and found that heritability of aggressive behavioral problems was high, between 50 and 80% in the two samples. For both samples, the shared environment accounts for about 20% of the variation in aggression across all ages. Of course, parent-report bias could be what is driving such high genetic effects, though a more recent review states that studies utilizing non-parent traits are coming to similar conclusions. Tilala, 2017. Other mechanism of aggression. Third, relational aggression occurs when efforts are made to damage another person's relationship and could include other mechanisms of aggression. Elelson and Traynor 2007 published a review that identified several mechanisms for aggression as follows. First, they point out that hypothalamic and limbic brain regions facilitate aggressive behavior, but that neural activity in the frontal cortex can inhibit it. Second, the neurotransmitter serotonin regulates aggressive behavior, and its release, uptake, and sensitivity can be modified to affect such behavior. These spreading rumors, name-calling, ignoring a person, or social exclusion. Personality and aggression, a dark triad. Bullying. Personality and aggression, a dark triad. There are some people who are willing to use others for their own gain. How do we explain such behavior? Psychologists use personality as one such explanation for aggressive behavior, and three traits in particular called the dark triad. Negative effect and mood. Another possible dispositional factor on aggression is negative effect and mood. In a study of 19 participants in a treatment program for child physical abuse, researchers found that negative affect contribute to parent-to-child aggression in the form of minor physical violence but not severe physical violence, and that PTCA has qualities of impulsive aggression which is believed to be driven by negative effect, is not planned, and often occurs in response to aversive events. Ruminations. Rumination is when we constantly think about something in terms of aggression. We may dwell on someone affront made against us, such as an insult or physical attack. Research shows that rumination increases the chances of engaging in aggressive behavior. Rumination helps frustration. Aggression hypothesis. Have you ever been unable to complete a task, had to wait for some needed resources, was upset because things didn't go the way you wanted them to, or was interrupted in your pursuit of a goal in some way? Of course, we all have, and this is the essence of what is called frustration, or when a person is prevented from reaching the goal because something or someone stands in the way. Frustration aggression hypothesis. Frustration aggression hypothesis, or the idea that the occurrence of frustration always leads to aggression, and his aggression is caused by our being frustrated. In fact, the more salient a goal is for us, the more frustrated we will become. When attempts to acquire it are thwarted, the frustration causes a drive to aggress, and acting out reduces the drive and restores equilibrium. Social rejection. Human beings have a fundamental need to be belong, and when it cannot be fulfilled or is thwarted, this is painful and could be detrimental to health. Baumeister and Leary, 1995. We might expect that if a person is socially rejected, they could display greater levels of aggression. Twenge and Campbell, 2003, found this to be true. But when social rejection was coupled with having high levels of narcissism, across 4 studies, narcissists were angrier at and aggressed more against someone who rejected them, but also innocent third parties. Bullying prevention. According to the Elation Association of School Psychologists, IASP, Dan Alworth, 1993, has developed the most comprehensive body of research to date on how to prevent bullying in schools and emphasize changing the school climate to reduce bullying. Bullying and cyberbullying. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention (CDC) defines bullying as any unwanted aggressive behaviors by another youth or group of youths who are not siblings or current dating partners, involving an observed or perceived power imbalance. These behaviors are separated multiple times or are highly likely to be repeated. Bullying may inflict harm or distress on the targeted youth, including physical, psychological, social, or educational harm. Punishment. One way to deal with aggression and acts of violence is to punish it. So does punishment work? Faced with all things in life, the answer is yes and no. In other words, there are pros and cons. Let's explore them.